It's time to cook with the quarantine.
Hi guys, today we're making creamy Tuscan chicken rolls.
It's time to cook with the quarantine.
Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do for this meal is put some water in my pot so that I can cook the pasta. I'm going to turn the water on and go ahead and salt my water. Alright, while I'm waiting on the water to boil, I'm going to go ahead and butterfly my chicken. Alright, so now that I have butterflied my chicken, I'm going to season it with some salt. I'm going to use some onion powder, some garlic powder, some black pepper, some adobo. And now I'm going to flip them over and season. Now I'm going to flip them over and season the other side. Alright, so now that both sides are seasoned, I'm going to put another piece of plastic wrap down. I have plastic wrap on the counter, the chicken on that. So I'm going to put a piece of plastic wrap over the chicken. And I'm going to use my roller to flatten it out. Alright, so the next step is to take the top piece of plastic wrap off. And you're supposed to put spinach down, but I'm not a fan of cooked spinach, so I'm going to skip that part. And I'm just going to put in the sun-dried tomatoes. So for the next step, I'm going to take the chicken and put it on a clean piece of plastic wrap, if I can get it off of this one. Need it this way. And I'm gonna roll this up like this. Then I need to wrap it in the plastic. I'm going to do the same thing with this second piece. Noodles going in. So I don't know if I ever showed this before, but this was another summer TikTok find. Instead of pouring the pasta into the basket like this and then putting it back in the pot, I saw that you just simply put the colander over the pot and do it this way. So the water comes out, and of course your pasta is still in the pan, so you didn't have to transfer it. Pretty neat, huh? So while I'm allowing the chicken to sit in the refrigerator, I'm going to chop up some garlic. And instead of using the garlic press, I'm simply going to mince them by hand today. Now I'm going to mince a shallot. So start by cutting the ends off. And I'll cut. I'm only going to use half of it. The recipe also calls for diced tomatoes. I was going to use my canned tomatoes, but I forgot I had fresh ones, so I'm going to use the fresh tomatoes. Okay, so now it's time for me to make this sauce, another sauce I didn't look up how to pronounce before the video, so by the time I do this, I would have looked it up and I'll let you know. But the first thing, I'm going to add some butter to my saucepan. Okay, my butter is melted, so I'm going to add in the garlic and the shallots. Alright, so the next step after the onions and peppers, I'm going to add in some sun-dried tomatoes. And this portion also calls for spinach, but again, I'm not a fan, so I'm skipping that. And in addition to the sun-dried, I'm adding my diced tomatoes. I'm going to let this cook for about 5 minutes. All right, now I'm ready to add in my heavy cream. Everything with heavy cream has been so good, so I'm expecting that this is not going to fail me, and it's also going to be really, really good. After the heavy cream, I'm also going to add in a little flour. All right, to finish the sauce off, I'm going to add in some Parmesan cheese. I'm going to add in some salt. Let's see it. There we go. I'm going to add in some pepper. And I'm going to, tongue-tied, and I'm going to stir this, mix it up well for about 5 to 7 minutes. All right, the next step is to remove this from the heat, and I'm going to add in just a tad of lemon juice. The next step is to heat some oil in a skillet. The next step is to prepare my dredging station. So I'm going to put panko breadcrumbs in one bowl. I'm going to crack my eggs and put in the second bowl. And I'm going to add flour to the third bowl. To the flour and the panko, I'm going to add salt and pepper. Watching a show, and they were saying if you want to check the oil to see if it's done or not, stick a wooden spoon in it and then look at the bubbles that form around it. No bubbles, that means it's not hot enough. So I'm going to let this heat up just a little while longer. Alright, so I've got the small bubbles, so I'm ready for frying. So I've taken the rolls out of the refrigerator. I'm going to unwrap them, take it through flour, eggs, breadcrumbs, and then into the grease. Alright, now that this is finished, it's time to slice it. Oh, I was trying to keep it all together. And put some sauce on top, because why not? Alright, it's time for my favorite part. My plate looks so good tonight. I'm excited about it. So we have this chicken. Make sure I get some of the pasta in there. Two thumbs up. This is really good, but I knew it was going to be good when it called for the heavy cream and then just the tomatoes, and of course the cheese. So anyway, it's so good. I'm going to finish eating, and I'll see you guys in the next video. The sauce is called bechamel, Bechamel.